Hi, my name is Michael Condon. I'm an adult services librarian with the Brooklyn Public Library, and I'm here to let all Brooklyn Public Library card holders know about Mango Languages, a resource provided by the Brooklyn Public Library to teach languages. In today's video, I will focus on learning English because Community Board 12, the community my home branch, the Borough Park Library serves, has the highest percentage of people in Brooklyn who speak non-English languages in their home, with 31% of the residents over 5 years old having limited proficiency in English. I am hoping that this video can help any viewers who desire to become more proficient in English, or let people who wish to help non-English speakers who want to gain proficiency in English know about this resource and how to find it. If you're an English speaker who wishes to learn other languages, such as Mandarin, Spanish, or Hebrew, Mango Languages is a good resource for you as well. So stick around at least until I pull up the site. So the first thing we need to do is go to the Brooklyn Public Library's webpage. So we type in www.bklynlibrary.org. Remember, that's BKLYN, not Brooklyn, and .org, not .com. On the upper left-hand corner of the screen, we see the word Learn. We'll click on that. A menu pops up. So we'll click the menu option marked Online Resources. In the upper right-hand corner of the screen, we see a box marked Search All Resources. We'll type in Mango Languages. And Mango Languages in green appears right beneath that. So if we click that, we go directly to the page marked Mango Languages. If we type in Mango Languages and press enter, we wind up on a page with a few resources on it. So we have to scroll down and click Mango Languages. And a third option, you can click All Resources and Databases, click the M, and Mango Languages will be the first thing to pop up. Okay, and it says this resource requires a library card. And I will post a link that will allow you to apply for a physical or an e-card in the comments for this video on YouTube. Brooklyn Public Library cards are available to all New York State residents. It doesn't matter if you live in Kensington or in Queens, Borough Park or Buffalo. If traveling from Syracuse to Brooklyn to get a card is a bit daunting, don't worry. You have the option of applying for an e-card that gives you access to all the Brooklyn Public Library's electronic resources, such as e-books, e-audiobooks, and other resources, including Mango Languages. Teens who do not live in New York State can apply for a free e-card by sending an email to booksunbanned@bklynlibrary.org. And I will include a link to apply for the Books Unbanned card in the comments. Adults who do not live in New York State are not eligible for an e-card, but you can see if your local library provides this resource. So we click the box marked Visit this resource. We arrive on a sign-in page. Creating an account is free and lets you save your progress. If you don't want to go through the trouble or want your information to be kept as private as possible, you have the option of logging in as a guest. The lessons are the same. I'm going to sign in as a guest because I want you to have the experience of using Mango Languages for the first time. So a list of 6 languages comes up. They aren't the only languages available, just the most popular. Mango Languages provides lessons for 72 languages, including Arabic, Aramaic, and Yiddish. So we'll click English. As you can see, Mango Languages asks which language one would be most comfortable learning English in and gives 21 choices. The most important ones for the community served by the Borough Park Library are Bengali, Cantonese Chinese, Mandarin Chinese, Polish, Russian, and Spanish. One of my colleagues, unfortunately, not every language is represented. So some languages important to the Borough Park community, including Hungarian, Hebrew, and Yiddish, are not available. I'm going to focus on learning English if one is most comfortable communicating in Spanish, because not every language has every feature, and the Spanish module has the most features. And one of my colleagues has made a video in Russian for Russian speakers, and that will also be on the Borough Park Library's YouTube page. So if you know anyone who could benefit from that, send them there. Okay. Now so we're going to click Spanish Latin American. And the first thing you should do is take the placement exam. And here's the placement test right over here. The placement exam has two parts. The first is a maximum of 12 conversation questions. The second part is a maximum of 18 questions on sentence construction. Not all languages have placement exams. So Spanish is the most, with 12 conversation and 18 sentence construction. And every language has a feature marked tools, and the tool in question is an online dictionary whose default is to translate from the student's language, in this case Spanish, into English. Well, but can also be used to translate from any one of 135 languages. So here are some of the 135 languages to any one of another 135 languages. If you notice, the names of all the languages are in Spanish. Unfortunately, all the directions are in English. One can translate a word, phrase, sentence, or paragraph from Spanish into English. One can either type or cut and paste the desired words or sentences. So I'm going to type the word casa, and I'm going to click translate, and I get the word house. So I press the blue button marked translate. Now, please note that sometimes sentences or paragraphs will be translated with errors, because no artificial intelligence is as good as a fully bilingual person when it comes to translating. So now we'll click the word learn in the upper left-hand corner for the actual lessons. The English for Spanish speakers lesson section is divided into 4 units or unidad, which in turn have 10 chapters. The chapters have a variable number of lessons, but the total is 462. Let's go to the first lesson. And the first thing that comes up is an explanation for how this lesson will be taught. So it says, learn with conversations, learn with a practical methodology based on conversations. Cultural and grammatical notes provide ideas and context. Then we have practice pronunciation and speaking. Practice saying the answers on the slides strategically created for this purpose. Interact with a word or a line to access the pronunciation tools. Then we have recognize patterns. The semantic color plot reflects the relationship between the languages. And compare your voice. Record your voice and align it to compare it with the native speaker. Okay, so now I've been trying the compare your voice function literally dozens of times. It doesn't really work for me. I'm not sure if it's a problem with my computer or if it's a problem with the resource as a whole. So you'll have to experiment with it on your own. So now we're ready to start the lesson. And we begin with a page that gives the lesson objectives. There are conversational goals and there are grammatical goals. And each lesson has conversational and grammatical goals. Okay, and the lesson starts off as an audio of a conversation in English with subtitles in English and Spanish.
Good morning.
For you today,
Good, thank you.
the weather is nice today.
Yes, it is. Breeze is wonderful.
A good day.
Good night.
Okay, so I hope you were able to hear all that. We press siguiente, and on next, and we're asked to listen and repeat words.
decir? Buenos días. Good morning. Quiere decir.
So over here we have, if something is an idiom like buenos dias, we are given what it means in English. So buenos dias means good morning, but literally, good morning would be bueno mañana. That's what it literally is. So this is the comparison of the voice. So I click this, and I click the microphone, and I say, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, and I get this over here, so it doesn't seem to be working too well. So if I click the green button, it says good morning, and if I press the blue button,
Vamos a aprender a decir
the whole lesson starts over
días.
again.
que literalmente quiere decir buena mañana. Veamos si usted puede decir buenos días.
So we have a quiz here, and you're supposed to say good morning. And this blue button here means to show the answer.
Veamos si usted puede decir buenos días.
Okay, so now the page has 3 icons in the upper right-hand corner. The first is a keyboard guide. So if you press
Good morning.
So if you press the right arrow, you go to the next lesson. If you press the left arrow, you go to the previous lesson. If you press the N key on the keyboard, the current slide replays from the beginning. If you press the M key on the keyboard, the timer for the quiz slide pauses. After you press it again, it resumes. And if you press the B key on your keyboard, you can see the quiz answers. And the icon with the question mark takes you to the help support page, so that you can email your concerns about the resource to the people that produce Mango Languages, not to the Brooklyn Public Library. This is the people who run Mango Languages. And the third icon is the course settings. And so we have volume. I put to the maximum because our library computers don't have the best speakers. We have narrator on or off. We have subtitles, closed captions on or off. We have quiz timer on or off, and interactive quiz slides on or off. Okay, and we're going to scroll ahead to where we can find this is a cultural note, and it explains the dividing line between the afternoon and evening is 5 o'clock, because 5 o'clock is understood to be the end of the workday in the United States. So it just explains certain things that happen in the United States. And if we skip ahead to lesson 2, we'll see a grammatical note. And again, lesson 2 has its conversational objectives as grammatical objectives, and they're different from the ones from lesson 1. So we're going to go to where it says has a grammatical note. And this particular grammatical note explains that there is only one you in English, whether one is speaking formally or informally. Now, once you're done with the regular units, there are 3 special units. There's job seeking in English, which consists of 129 lessons. There's business English, which consists of 47 lessons. And there's text talk in English, which consists of 71 lessons. Text talk explains how to text in English and explains the abbreviations. And another resource provided by Mango Languages are movies. They may be found by clicking the word explore at the top of the screen. There are 22 movies. They may be found by clicking the word Explore at the top of the screen. Now, 18 of the movies are the Fixies. They're Russian short cartoons for children dubbed into English, and they are around 6 minutes long each. And then there are two songs for preschoolers, which are 2 minutes long, and two documentaries that are an hour and a half long each. Each of the videos has an age recommendation on it. Just about all the videos in this section, including all the Fixies, are approved for all ages. The 2 remaining videos are for children 8 and up. I assume that this won't matter to most of the people I'm trying to reach, because I'm aiming this class at adults. And I'm going to choose the movie The Order of Knits, which is a 1 hour and 37-minute documentary on Mardi Gras in Alabama, because I think it would be more interesting than a 6-minute cartoon. So let's see if I can find this. Press play. And you have 2 options. You can watch the movie mode, which is described as watching the movie with interactive context and no interruptions, or an engage mode, where you learn the dialogue, grammar, and culture with short lessons and interactive content. And you can also choose whether or not to have subtitles, and whether those subtitles would be in Spanish, English, or both. So I'm going to click movie mode, and I'm going to click choose subtitles, and I'm going to click both. I'm going to press get started. So we have the movie starting. Okay, oh, I have the sound off. Let me turn that back on. See if I can do anything about the so if you notice, if I click the word, if I click one of the English subtitles, the movie pauses. And the first time you click a word for one of the subtitle sentences, you are given a phonetic spelling of the word. And every time, subsequent time you click a word, you're given a phonetic spelling and hear the word. When I click float. So it doesn't matter if I've ever clicked the word before or not. Every time I do it, you'll hear the words spoken. And we click it again, and we go back to the movie. And I hope you can hear this, but our speaker isn't the best. So now we're going to go to engage mode. Click engage mode. Engage mode starts with a still from the first scene and an explanation of what will be going on in the scene. Now, if you click the orange, okay. If you click the orange button, arrow, you get another still from the scene and further explanations. If you scroll down, you'll see a list of words that we may encounter in the scene. And if I click it, you can hear the word said.
Places.
If we scroll down further, we see cultural notes. For this particular scene, there are 6 cultural notes. Each one can be accessed by pressing the orange button. If we click the eyeball, we can see the first scene, which is 3 minutes and 46 seconds long. So it's a lot like watching in movie mode, only chopped up scene by scene rather than watching the whole movie at once. And after the video shows, we can skip to the end of the video. So now we're at the end of this video. we go to follow-up, which breaks down the scene sentence by sentence. So now scroll down, we click follow-up. And then after we're done with the follow-up, scroll all the way down. We're asked to view the scene again, which plays over again, so you have more understanding of it. And so now that's all for learning English if you're most comfortable with Spanish. I will now, if you want to learn English from other languages, you just have to keep in mind that not all of the features in Spanish are going to be available in English. I mean, in Spanish are going to be available if you learn from other languages like Chinese or Russian. All the other languages have a dictionary that translates words from one language to another, but none of the languages has as many lessons as learning English for Spanish speakers, or as wide a variety of movies and specialty units. And some have no movies, specialty units, or placement tests at all. And I hope that you found this lesson to be helpful and will enjoy using this resource. So if you know anybody who could use this, please send it on to them. Now, if you have any questions, please make a comment and I'll try to get back to you. Thank you very much. Goodbye.